is it right or wrong to impose the liberal order on someone else, on some other people, on some other states that have had different history? Is it possible or not to spread this way of governing countries and managing the economy, this liberal democracy kind of state, liberal democratic state? Is it possible or not? Is it an ideology or not? Is it something that works or not? And when does it work and when doesn't it work? And these are very complicated questions that are at the center of our times. But let me tell you this, there are a lot of people who think that, no matter how much you think something is right, you need, if it took you 100 years to get a democracy, it's going to take them 100 years as well to get a democracy. So they can't have it now if you just had it for 10 years and they're just starting and they're now as you were 100 years ago. Let me tell you this. Let's think about it. Let's say this guy, fantastic guy, has solved a mathematics problem. And he solved it in 9 hours. It took him 9 hours to solve that problem. And then he solved it. And I start 9 hours later, he started. And I don't know a solution. Then I know that this guy solved this problem, so I look at his solution. And alright, I understand the problem. It takes me 30 minutes to understand it. But thanks to the fact that he solved it before me, I can understand it faster. I don't need 9 hours. Would it be smart for me to take 9 hours, or the time, whatever time is that I need, whether it's 5, 9, or 19 hours to solve that problem? Would it be smart to do it? Would it be smart for this guy to let me do it in the same amount of hours? No. Because I can work with them at a more difficult problem and solving more difficult problems once I've understood that problem. Let's go faster if we can. Right? Especially if I'm the one that desires to solve that problem. I mean, probably it has gone into through more and more trouble than I'm gonna be into, and he's gonna be a little bit jealous of me. But it's better for me, and it's better for the system as well. Me and him in this case, just a two-people system. To do it as fast as we can. And, the people who say, oh yeah, you like Europe, but to get here, we've gone through 2 world wars. What do you mean? They have to go through 2 world wars as well to get to have, a liberal democracy where people can vote with this kind of free market? I don't think so. Values, ideas, ideologies take time to be accepted, and different minds, different cultures work differently. So I understand that regarding the political spectrum, it might take more. It can't just be something that happens from one day to the next. But it doesn't have to be that long. It doesn't have. And especially about the economic progress, it doesn't. I mean, imagine a poor country says, as a government that says, you know what? We're serious about development. Dear IMF, send us a couple of consultants to structure a new plan for development for our country. The IMF sends the guys, and the economist says, you know what? You're like Germany 200 years ago, So it's gonna take for you 200 years to get to the same GDP per capita of Germany. Is it true? Imagine, if this was true, if real good economic development plans couldn't have been copied without making any mistakes, learning from the past, do you think that South Korea would have happened? Do you think that all of those Southeast Asian countries would have had the history that they are having? I don't think so. And do you think there would be any hope for 90% of the African states to develop if it just took the same amount of time for everyone? Because if it really, think about this, like the gap wouldn't be solved if it always takes the same amount. You move just with the same gap, the same inequalities forever. You're doomed. But we're not. We are if we just get convinced of this damn idea. And about countries that are imposed this system. Wow, what an imposition. Terrible. Well, let's think about some cases actually where people wanted it. Like, everyone now talks about the fact that NATO expanded to the east. Okay, let's be softer about this. Let's talk about the European Union expansion to the eastern part of Europe. Did we want that? Some people did, some people didn't. Did they want that? Yes, they did. Maybe some of them didn't. Good. Would any of them now go in the past and not do it? Not getting into the European Union if they had the choice to do it? I don't think so. It would be stupid. Let's think about Estonia. Estonia was mainly an underdeveloped country with an economy based on agriculture. In the early 2000s, they invented Skype. That has been the most used app for calling through laptops and computers for years. And then has been bought by Microsoft. Estonia. Come on, guys. We have to be honest. The liberal system has shortcomings. It has many shortcomings. It can be criticized. But the fact that you can criticize the system you're in is thanks to the fact that the system you're in allows you to criticize it. How many other systems allow you to criticize the same system you're in? Think about it. We have to be honest. And when you realize how great it is to live in this part of the world compared to other parts, I'm not talking about the top 1%. The top 1% lives in a good way, whatever they are. But if you're middle class, if you try to feel empathy, in case you're not, for middle class or poor people, would you live in any other place? How grateful do you feel if you understand it? You feel very grateful. And you feel, if you're honest, intellectually honest, that you don't deserve it more than those people that live in countries with way, way worse conditions than the conditions you're in right now. So don't you want to help them? Hasn't it been an hypocrisy for us to help in some cases because we exported goods that we had in surplus, avoiding their economy to grow? Okay, we've done some bullshit. We did. Didn't we help somebody? Wouldn't you try to help somebody if you when you realize that the privilege you're living in and the opposite, that people that are no different than you, that are not worse than you, are living right now. Tell me, guys, what you think in the comments. And if you share the opinion, the idea that this liberal word is better, share with other people. Like, don't be afraid to speak it, because we have the freedom to speak in this system. So let's enjoy it.